Hi! So I've recorded this video like a bunch of times because I can't pick which one I want to do, because the first one was probably the best one, but it got interrupted and things happened, and I'm tired right now. And basically Wendy's has a Wattpad account. We're gonna read it because I don't know why I actually want to do this, because I enjoy causing myself pain. Anyway, so let's get to it. Welcome to Wattpad, the reveal of Wendy's account. By the way, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I said Wendy's, I mean like the chain restaurant, the people who give you Frosties. They have a Wendy's account. So I don't know who brought this to my attention. I'm pretty sure I saw someone else run across it in the video and they were like, what? But now I'm going to do a video diving into it. Okay, so there's 6 stories. There's The Thirst, The Island of Truth, SIP. Like, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like RIP, but like sip because it's about a drink. Then The Final Straw, Berry Lemonade, The Forbidden Fruit Tea, Love, Limeade, and Deception, and The Lemonade Charade. Today we are going to be reading Love, Limeade, and Deception just because the name of it, about a woman named Sheila who's in love with Edward, and they share a passion for Wendy's limeade that has an unbreakable connection, or so she thought. Okay, let's get into it because I don't care enough to read the entire description. I'm not feeling great today. Chapter 1, Limeade Colored Glasses. Just walk away. Go home. You don't need to see what's behind that door, Sheila whispered to herself as she tiptoed down the hall. But she knew that she couldn't pretend anymore. Edward had been acting strange for days. In fact, he started acting distant the day after he brought her. Wait, where am I reading? The day or so, he kindly brought her favorite drink, Wendy's limeade, to work, just because. He was so considerate like that, always thinking of others. That's what made her fall in love with him in the first place. But now, for reasons she couldn't explain, she felt an emotional gap between them that was widening at each moment. The lesser woman might have just, a lesser woman might have, no, maybe. It's not a lesser woman thing. Maybe it's just someone making a different decision than you, Sheila. Anyway, might have just gone on like nothing was wrong, avoided making a fuss, but Sheila was no ordinary woman. I'm not like other girls. I'm different. I'm special. I'm not like... that trope needs to end. That trope needs to end. I'm not like other girls. Sheila was no ordinary woman. She knew exactly what she wanted, and she had no problem fighting for it. And the love she and Edward shared, she'd fight for that until her dying breath. Sheila continued tiptoeing down the hall, her fears beginning to swell and burn in her chest. She felt a craving for Wendy's limeade creeping in, but it was sweet. But even that sweet, sweet nectar couldn't cure the burning pain and uncertainty in her heart. What would she find? Possibly nothing, but she wasn't naive. She knew Edward was a dashing man. Women pined after him wherever he went. Sheila had always believed that his heart was true, but maybe she was no longer enough for him. As she approached the door, Sheila heard his laugh, that infectious laugh that always made her feel like a schoolgirl being kissed for the first time. But this time, that laugh wasn't for her. She heard a woman's voice. No, it couldn't be. Not after everything they'd shared, the heartache, the joy, the icy cold Wendy's beverages. Let me try yours. I just want to taste, the woman's voice cooed softly. Sheila heard a slurping noise accompanied by more laughter. Oh, Edward. Sheila felt sick. After all this time, he was throwing... You good? My computer just did something weird, y'all. Anyway, after all this time, he was throwing away everything they built together. Shaking, she raised her hand and turned the doorknob. Sheila, she said to herself, you need to know the truth. You can't keep living behind these limeade-colored glasses. No longer can you give your love to a man who doesn't deserve it. With one deep breath, she finally mustered the courage to turn open the doorknob. So what do we think's gonna happen? Comment below, because that will change the outcome of the story. Just do it, I promise. Continuing. Should I vote on that? Should I vote for the story? I really shouldn't, because it's going to screw up my Wattpad algorithm. Chapter 2. Was the juice worth the squeeze? I knew it, Edward, Sheila exclaimed as she burst into the room. She wasn't prepared for what she saw next. Sheila expected to see him with someone else, but what she found was far worse than she ever could have imagined. There he was, the man she had given her heart to, her youth, even her sanity, sitting at the kitchen table with another woman. Both had Wendy's limeades in hand. The betrayal was unfathomable. That word is unpronounceable. The word, God damn it. The betrayal was unfathomable. After everything they had been through, he was drinking Wendy's limeades with this stranger? Edward, how could you? I thought you might be having an affair, but this was worse than I could have ever imagined. Also, like, I know that the first time they said it, they didn't technically say it as the character saying it, but they've already said worse than she could have / worse than I could have imagined. They didn't need to say that again. That's repetitive and I hate it. Anyway. Sheila, Edward stammered. He was in such shock he could barely find the words. What are you doing here? You know exactly what I'm doing here, Edward. You've been acting strange since last Thursday, and I couldn't take it anymore. Sheila screamed as tears began to stream down her face. Edward looked over at the woman sitting beside him. I'm so sorry. Oh, you're sorry to her? Sheila exclaimed, trying to wipe away the tears. The other woman's eyes darted back and forth between Edla and Sheila as she took a long sip of Wendy's limeade. Who is this, Edward? Who am I? Sheila took a step towards the woman who leaned back in her chair. Who are you? Sheila, seriously, I don't know what's going on here, Edward pleaded. Why doesn't Edward know what's going on here? I gave you everything, Edward, and this is how you repay me? I just don't know how you could be drinking limeade with someone else. Sheila, is this about Thursday? About Wendy's limeade? About the Wendy's limeade I got you? No, it's about the life we were building together, the future you so carelessly threw away. I'm so confused right now, Edward, the other woman whispered. Sheila looked at her swiftly and snatched the limeade out of the woman's hand. This should be mine. Sheila, Edward banged his fist on the kitchen table. I bought you a limeade last week to be nice. I don't know what kind of story you concocted in your head, but there's nothing between us. How dare you deny our love just to impress your mistress? Sheila, is this a joke? I've literally never seen you outside of the office. You're married. You have a photo of your kids on your desk. Whoever this writer is does not know how to write a plot twist very well, let me say. Plot twist should still make sense. There should be a change in direction that you weren't expecting, that you didn't see coming, but still makes sense from point A to point B. How do we get to this woman saying she's given her life, her youth, her sanity, her everything, to being like, oh, but she's married with children and she seemingly doesn't remember that? These two things, they don't work together. We need to have a branch, not a fork in the road. Sheila reached out and stroked Edward's face. I don't know if I can ever forgive you, but I'm willing to spend the rest of my life trying. Why are you touching me right now? Edward tried to back away, but Sheila inched closer. Shh, don't. Your eyes say it all. Edward slowly grabbed her hand and lowered it from his cheek. I think you need to leave immediately. This is getting weird. This couldn't be real. Sheila was sick. She felt like she was stuck in some sort of nightmare. And then the rage set in. Well, if I can't have you, then you don't deserve these. Sheila swiped the limeade out of his hand, ran to the sink with both the beverages. This is what you've driven me to, Edward, and I will stop at nothing to hurt you like I do. Wait, until you hurt like I do. Sheila, please, I'm begging you, not the Wendy's limeade. This is so stupid. So You made me do this, Edward. Sheila, you mad woman, anything but the limeade. Edward launches himself at her, but it was too late. In an instant, every last drop of the beautiful elixir was washed down the drain, along with Sheila's ability to ever love again. But doesn't she have a husband? And, like, children? So isn't she, at least, okay, I'm not judging. Anyway, Edward crumbled to his knees, raising his palms towards the sky, sobbing. Edward, we can just go to Wendy's and get more limeades. It's like 10 minutes away, the other woman whispered, and she bent down to try to console him. Edward tried to muster the tears streaming down his face. We can't, Janie. The car, it won't start. We can just have them delivered through DoorDash. Please, Edward, get a hold of yourself. Also, Wendy's totally working with DoorDash. That was a plug. Because they didn't say Uber Eats. They didn't say, like, we can just get it delivered. They specifically said DoorDash. Like, plug. Anyway, please, Edward, get a hold of yourself. It will all be okay. Jamie's attempts to console the poor, thirsty man were futile. Edward continued sobbing uncontrollably, and Sheila tossed the empty cups at Edward's limp body. Can you just imagine, like, hold on. I'm the sink. Like that. That's what happened here. You were Edward. I was also Sheila. That was the limeade. You got it. Good. Anyway. Then she reaches into her purse, pulls out a glistening Wendy's limeade. This is why I always travel with a spare. She declared as she took a sip of her Wendy's limeade and walked out the door. And that says to be continued, but the last installment was July 2nd, 2019. So, yeah, that's it. There's some people actually in the comments asking, when are they going to update? Wendy's, we need an update. Someone being like, I think she's a psycho. But there's a lot of people being like, update. This is so angsty, I'm crying. Someone said punishable by death. I don't know what they're saying that. I'm assuming the pouring the limeade down. So yeah, this story has 400 and... how many votes does it have altogether? Oh wow, this is ranked number 200 in Vacation. That's disturbing. I'm scared. It has like over 400 votes on all of its chapters. So that was Wendy's and their Wattpad account. So, let me know what you thought of that. Let me know if you want to read another one with me. I can totally do that for you. Let me know what drink you would have thrown at you by this person who's obviously not quite well. And yeah, let me know if you had fun. And I'll read more stories to you. I don't care. Gather around, children. It was time for our bedtime story. I don't know what that voice is, but I love doing it. I do it all the time. I can also do Stitch. Hold on. I have kind of a bit of a sore throat because I've been talking a lot the past couple of days. So let's see if I can still do Stitch. Oh, Hannah needs family. Oh, got it. Okay. Oh, Hannah needs family. I don't know how well that turned out. But like I said, I'm not doing my best right now. Kind of tired. About to fall asleep. I gotta hit stop and go take a nap. Oh, I should probably just like edit it now so I don't have to do it later. Okay, bye.